Right. It's been about a month since I last spoke on live stream, or we did a live stream or anything of that sort. And I figured we may as well test today and talk about current progress and what we're working on very soon, etc., etc. So, first of all, our X growth stages are 99% finished. There are still some things we must fix on them, like the running, the attacks. But other than that, the run animation for hatchling, juvenile, and teenager will be changed because they are basically just downsized adult ones right now, which we do not want. The attacks will be re-uploaded per growth stage. Because they move the do lab a lot using the adult animations, and we cannot have that, of course. And then there's also sleep idle animations missing from the juvenile and the adult. Other than that, Saurophagonax is almost done, so that's going pretty good. Brachiosaurus is of course also done, except for its ability. And then we're working on the crocodiles. Mahajangasuchus, Machimosaurus, Dinosuchus. That's what we're working on right now. And we have finished the Mahajanga. I almost always say, I'm just about to say Capro every time, because I just think of Capro every time I see that thing. It can only be me that thinks of Capro all the time. Like, I'm just way too used to Capro from Retro. Black screen moment. Damn. What was my ping right there? Let's check it out. Oh. 200 ping, not too bad. Alright, so I'll do the same that I did yesterday. Just running around testing things, you know? We have changed a bunch of background optimization and scripts. And multiple scripts. So what we want to do now is see if there's any actual broken stuff from that. We haven't noticed anything so far. Yesterday there was a growing issue, but that issue is gone now. So you can sleep soundly knowing that that issue is gone. So we have yet to find other issues to be fixed from that incident. Problem is, yesterday I could run around in peace, just exploring, but I obviously cannot do that now. I mean, I technically could. How much damage does this thing do again? Damn, that's pretty good. Yeah, I think I'll take the trike for a stroll. You'll be able to play on TB for an hour or two, because we need a bit more long-term testing to figure out whether everything works or not. As mentioned, it's a bunch of small optimization we've done in the background. This comes from the Triceratops being an old model, do not mind that. For example, memory. We want to test our memory, how high it climbs over time. We want to test general lag over time. Most of you may have noticed that when you play for a long time, over time, the game starts becoming more and more laggy. And that is due to a memory leak of sorts that we, of course, want to fix. I didn't manage to have time to update the map further today. But yeah, mostly worked on Saurophagonax and miscellaneous assets. You can see here, for example, I'll have to move these rocks around, and I can do that immediately, actually. See, I just go into Studio, zoom over there. You can see the floating assets right here. We of course want to get rid of those, or move them at least. I think I'll move them over here. We of course have to make sure that they don't float in any direction. It's because on the new redwoods, a lot of the assets are bundles, so they're combined. We obviously cannot have trees growing on the rocks, so we gotta move those as well, because trees don't grow on rocks. This one as well. Everything is down to the details, my friends. That's fine. And we're back here. 21 degrees. That's pretty nice. I'd go here if it was this warm. In the redwoods, it's pretty serene as well. I don't know about y'all, but it's very pretty. Dynamic tail, nah, that'd be crazy laggy on Roblox. Some more floating plants. Right here, alright. From what I know, the dynamic tail thing from what's it called? Path of Titans, was that only ever applied to the Sarco? Like, if it's such a great feature, why was it not applied to anything else? So maybe there's just, I mean, I don't really get the point in doing such a thing. And yeah, it's Roblox, physics are crap on this platform. So I wouldn't count on it. We're already pretty pressured into rushing things already, because revenue was low. So don't expect insane, crazy ideas right now. And yeah, we don't have any estimated time of arrivals. They're hugely inaccurate, and they cause more issues than they fix. So we don't give ETAs out. It gets added when it gets added, when it's finished. Let's see if the trike can eat the ferns. Hell yeah. I'm tired. This is crazy. Maybe I shouldn't have started a live stream then. I'll just take it chill. I also updated the server skin for the growth stages of Saurophagonax, so they can now be seen on the hatchling, the juvenile, the teenager, and the subadult. Look at this trot, like I'm moving way faster than my feet are. You see, the problem with live streaming is that I cannot authentically test anything, because people will just seek me out and then make my FPS and memory go up unrealistically compared to normal gameplay, which is of course a bit troublesome. But everyone else can of course still test. You will also notice here in the new redwoods that there's a lot more obstructions on the paths. More fallen logs and stuff like that. Some more floating assets right here. Where am I? Here. See, it's a pretty good method to just walk around and then eventually you find something that needs fixing. This is the problem with these larger bundle assets. They're quite large, so you gotta make them fit somehow with the environment. It's a pretty big mesh, and you cannot dynamically twist and turn it to make it fit a slope or something like that. That's just not possible. I'm also not fully decided on whether or not we will what? Am I stuck? Stuck. Good, good. I haven't fully decided on whether or not the medium redwood trees should be edible or not, because there's already tons of food to be had in the woodwardia ferns, and the saplings and the gleichnicht ferns in the glades, in the open areas. You can see some of the obstructions I was talking about here. There's a lot more logs just around. Large dinosaurs that cannot jump may get stuck on, or whatever else they may do. Let's look at this big one here. Oh, that was a bit troublesome to get over that one. We have also fixed some of the location names and added a few location names, of course. This place is still called the Twins, even though the twin sequoia trees that were here before are gone, of course. I've got 30 FPS right now. What's up with that? It could be something to do with all these errors, which could be troublesome. But yeah, my frames aren't doing too good. I mean, this is just Roblox. Like, you cannot expect anything to work. Roblox has a way of killing games because the engine is so poo-poo. Like, look, it's so beautiful here. I think I did a pretty good job making this biome. It's so pretty. It is very pretty. It, John, we cannot have that. Someone got an axe in revenge here. Okay, what's up? Okay, is the render distance acting weird, or is it just me? I think it may just be me. So it's a heat wave, just to be cruel. I like the heat wave weather effects, like the sun. Look how bright the sun is. Like, dang. That's pretty. That's a pretty good thing, but like the sunset still doesn't look that natural. You gotta fiddle around with it more for the new map. So yeah, to preserve my voice and not get too tired, I'll try and be a bit more ASMR. Like, yeah, I gotta be very close to the microphone for ASMR to work. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. That's way too cringy. Ain't no way. I have no idea how to do that. I'm not gonna be practicing first time ASMR here. There's no way. Look at all these goofy Sarfag axes. I tried to upload some Sarfag animations earlier, and of course Roblox was like, yo, that name is kind of suspicious. You guys may know why. The PHAG kind of is a way to avoid a certain slur. And Roblox is like, yo, dinosaur name? Fuck you. So yeah, dinosaurs are not allowed to be called what they're actually called. They just get yeeted out at Roblox because they sound like a slur. Which is stupid, of course. Favorite dinosaur in general? Brachiosaurus. People spawn as adult Sarfaganax if they already had it as adult before. That's why. That's how it works. My frames are going down the drain again. Look at this. Frame rate is so inconsistent. Like sometimes I'll have 60 FPS in one spot. Then if I just come back after like 1 hour, I'll have like 20 FPS. very troublesome. It's something we're working towards fixing, hopefully. Hopefully soon. We're focusing a lot on optimization right now to see if we can get anywhere with that. No promises, of course. Blaring Glade. Let's see. Fence Scrubland is still pretty cool, but I mean, I think it's a little laggy. Just look how much I'm struggling just to go there right now. God. 45 FPS, like that's crazy. €40,000. That is not helping out. Trike still holds up pretty well. I think if it had proper animations, it would look so silly. Look how big the sun is. Damn. Try Trunkitops. Proper big lad. You saw what? You just saw me looking at the sun? Is that illegal? I didn't know looking at the sun was illegal. Ocean. Just doing ocean things. Let's see if this works over here. You can sort of see the waves actually now, which is pretty cool. Nah, the test servers do not have any speed related additions. God, it's turning nighttime. What are we gonna do? The water is mostly flat right here. And when I leave this area, the waves should come back, hopefully. Damn, I can still see the sun as well. It's kind of goofy. Yeah, the waves do not reappear. That's kind of goofy. Adrian needs to take a look at that. The rubber banding is crazy. Look at that guy, how laggy he is. I'll put him out of his suffering. There we go. Wait, what? I just did 20k damage to him and he didn't die. What? How? Did you see that? I just did 45,000. What? Trike is busted, broken. Yeah, that Kendra has a lot of HP. Or something, I don't know. That was crazy. No, it's raining. Not good. What happened to the rain? Just stopped immediately. Nah, it's not a bug. herbivores are not able to kill players who have disconnected, other herbivores who have disconnected. That is. Because we don't want KOSing, you know? Is you forget? That was weird. Sabadal Braki. Gleich nicht, nee. Gleiche in issue reports. That's why you report the bugs. Seems like everything is working, but like still gotta figure out how to improve performance over time. Let's get this Wait, did he actually die? Yeah, he actually died. Got him. The swimming stuff is interesting because yeah, we're basically out of budget for it, so you gotta kind of wrap it up quickly without too many details. The particles. You need to understand that we often have very high ambitions for things, and not always the budget to match the ambition. So yeah. It's easy to put some particles on a dinosaur in the studio, but it's pretty hard to make it dynamic and work for every dinosaur in every situation. So yeah, we've already spent $7,000 at least on this swimming remake. Yeah, $7,000. That's a lot of money spent on swimming of all things. So yeah, I don't really want to work more on swimming now. We've spent way too much money on it, and money is not exactly growing on trees currently. Because the game is pretty dead right now because lack of updates, and when we take ages to update with small features like a swim remake, that's pretty counterproductive. So yeah, it's a pretty big issue. Damn, that's a lot of bleed. Bruh. We can catch this guy. Zoom, 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 bada boom, boom, boom. Got him. Oh. Who's this little bugger? He thinks he can escape the tank. But yeah, so we just gotta be careful with what we're spending time and money on because, yeah. Low player count means low revenue. Low revenue means low development. Low development means low player count. Oh, it's a vicious cycle. Which is why we must be vigilant. Hey. I'll kill every sarcophagus next time you said to me from now on. They're crazy. You cannot trust them. Damn. Bleeding is real. But But yeah, so the past month, Extinction made 3.4 million Robux. That's about $12,000. $12,000 in 1 month, and we spent 7,000 on swimming. So yeah, it's pretty low. It's pretty low for what we need. How is this bleed so long? Holy moly. Yeah, so I'm not sure what to do right now other than just persist and have something to spend money on soon. Otherwise, we've got to fire someone, which we obviously don't, but we may be forced to. Nah, nothing is shutting down. We just have to scale back the team. That's all. Got him. Goofy Surfax, man. But yeah, we'd have to scale back the team because there's a lot of unneeded stuff we're spending money on right now that we easily can cut off if we don't, if we cannot afford it. Rise and Fall has not been delayed once though. We're just splitting up the smaller updates so it isn't coming all at once. And you can just see the problem is that we make money from playables, people buying Amber, dinosaurs, etc. But like then we release an update like the swimming update. There are no playables in this update, so nobody's gonna go crazy with the money or whatever in that update. So there's literally no point in releasing Yule alone without the crocodiles. There's no point. Which is why I argue that we should combine Yule and the crocodile update. Because no playables in Yule means no revenue, and we would have wasted a bunch of time. People probably won't even care that much about this swimming remake we've been doing. I mean, they'll probably care about the fish, sure, but the fish do not really warrant spending Robux. Unless if we made them playable, of course. We could make them playable. I'm not sure what we'd like to do there. Not sure how much it would require either. But yeah, say what you want, but the gambling in Yule was very successful. The Yule event was the most profitable event in all the events we have done. So yeah, we definitely will add some sort of gambling back. I'm sorry, morally I think it's wrong, but if it's what we gotta do to survive, then we do it. I won't argue against it. Right now, it's mostly just figuring out how everything works. How we're gonna make sure everything is tight. Because it's pretty annoying just working on a deficit constantly. We of course want to be in a surplus. And we were in a surplus in November and December. But January in February and most likely March will be deficits. So that's not that fun. It would be nice if we could have Yule, Kruk, and Easter out at the same time, which would be the 28th of March. The 28th of March is what day? Let's see. It's a Thursday. Maybe it would be the 29th then. But it's not a bad idea. Doing Yule, Kruk, and Easter at the same time. Easter event, I think we should scale that back as well. Instead of having that mini game, I think it should just be egg hunt, normal egg hunt, without crazy mini games. The mini game thing takes way too long. We just don't have the budget or time for that. We gotta focus on the core game. So it would be some sort of secret egg hunt where you gotta solve some small puzzles on the map or something. Something simple, but it should be rewarding still. I think the crocodiles will pull in some players, but I'm not sure yet what's gonna happen. The problem is the roster is already very big on this map. So the player count is split very much between the current playables. Whereas on Rise and Fall 2.0, the player count is much more centralized in the Jurassic and the Uplands Cretaceous zone and in the Coastal Cretaceous zone. So I really cannot say what will happen. Other than wishful thinking saying, it would be nice to release everything on the 28th. Because I doubt that we're releasing anything before that. And I have a feeling we may be able to have the crocodiles ready for the 28th. We're almost done with the swimming update. We still gotta add a bit more there. We're almost done with the console support as well. So that's not too far away. What else are we working on? We also have the birds, of course. That would be pretty nice having those in as well. They wouldn't be too hard, I think. I don't think they would be too hard. So if we combined them all, then we would have fish. Perhaps even playable fish. I think it could make a bit of revenue. Playable fish game pass. The birds, I'm not sure if we would make those playable. Because we don't have any flight system. So, I mean, we have the Meganura, but it's not a bird, so. Fish, crocodiles, event. What else would we have? No. I don't think we would have much other than that. Console support. Console support could perhaps increase player count. I don't know. I don't really know much about console players. On Roblox at least. Of course I've played many console games myself. But on Roblox, I don't know much. I don't know how big the scene is. Like, are there people who only have Xbox or PlayStation? They don't even have a PC? There's probably people who have that. We haven't made profit since... and it technically isn't even profit. Because it's not going into anyone's pockets. It's still just expenses because... Remember, if we need, like, let's say we need 5 million Robux to sustain ourselves every month. Then 1 month we get 8 million, 1 month we get 2 million. The average is then 5 million. So 1 month we had a surplus, other month we had a deficit. That doesn't, the surplus doesn't mean necessarily mean revenue, profits. But on average, I'd wager, yeah, 5 million Robux is needed every month. And right now we make 3.4. So we gotta get some more profit. Or not profit, I mean revenue, sorry. Otherwise, we've got to fire someone. The main issue with Pro Extinction right now is that it has been a long time since its last major update. There was the Spino stuff, but that didn't last that long. I mean, Halloween was pretty popular, I think. Freezing. Ugh, anyway. I'll just make a day. I'm tired of this. Halloween was pretty good. Player count. But, I mean, it was still not a major update. Yule was pretty good, but it was not a major update either. So it's been half a year now since we last released a proper update. Half a year! No wonder the player count is so low. And it's still gonna be a long time before we release the next major update. Like, this is taking ages. It's literally gonna be almost a year between major updates at this point. I mean, to be fair, the scope of this update is crazy big. The Rise and Fall 2.0, of course. But still, a year. Just look what I could make in 2 days. I made the whole Redwood biome. That was pretty good. I mean, the rocks were, of course, already placed. If I had to do the rocks, it would have taken me twice as long, at least. The rock work is the worst part of making a map. The rock work is the worst part. Bripo, of course, made the rock work in the first Sequoia Forest. I, of course, also want to do something over here. The main reason for me updating the current map is that I want to keep it alive and fresh while Bripo is working on the new map. So I want to remake the Cracklands, at least in this zone. This zone is very boring. There's nothing going on right here. Nothing. So I want to fix that. What's going on now? This is the problem with Trike and the new changes I made to PvP with the growth stages, is that they have super long bleed. They shouldn't even be able to attack me. So we gotta fix that soon. Is my Trike gonna die from this? This is crazy. Look at all this damage. I think I'm gonna die. I think actually it's gonna die. Yeah. I think it's a pretty good idea adding the Easter event, Crack update, and Yule at the same time, and combining them into the Easter update. The Easter update. I think that would be pretty good. Combine them all into the Easter update. Yeah, we're adding gambling. Somehow. Somewhat. Egg hunt. You find an egg and then you get to open it. Oops. Then you can pay to find extra eggs. And gamble them all away. Oh. I think it's hard with gambling. I don't like it that much, but it's a very good revenue source. It's a very easy revenue source. Some may call me lazy, but so what? It's an easy revenue source, definitely. This be the hex. The game gotta make money somehow. Otherwise, game doesn't exist. This animations are so goofy. Oh, it spawned right where I died. Can eat my previous corpse. Damn. Num num num. Okay, why am I not Thero? That's not a Thero. I keep on getting flipping arrows. I've got more than 100,000 arrows now. The lag is crazy. This is Unreal Engine 5, definitely. I can show you what I've been working on in Unreal Engine now. Oh, you can also see Maha. Look at those eyes. They aren't as crisp as we wanted, but they're pretty good. Wanted them to be a bit higher resolution, but that was not possible with the sculpt. You little babo. What a goober. What a goober. Nah, but you'll see Dinosuchus animations soon. We have also started work on the Machimosaurus skin. And we're of course also working on some Easter skins. I'm not sure if there will be any crocodile skins in the Easter event, but we'll see. It'd be nice. Scaled Thero. It looks pretty cool, but I mean, it's still just sculpt. There's no actual 3D feature. Just sculpting. There's the Senti TLC here. Some guy was asking about TLCs. I won't make an official post about Senti before it has its skin. Because it just looks a little bit silly without skin. And it looks pretty similar to the old one as well. But it's mostly a posture change and sculpt remake, of course. So it'll look a lot better. And we painted the substance painter. That reminds me, I gotta ask for progress from these two that were put on trial, but I haven't seen anything from them. Done. Got him. See the birds, here the birdos. They look pretty silly from here, but I mean, again, no textures, and they'll always look silly without the textures, without the coloring. Let me show you what I was doing in Unreal, if I can get away with it. I was actually in the process of trying out procedurally generated content. PCG is what it's called, where you can basically just paint the terrain in a terrain material, and then it spawns all the trees and shit. So that's pretty cool. Let's see, maybe the stream will crash or something because Unreal Engine is heavy to run. And I'm, of course, streaming while doing this, so let me close this at least. Ah, please don't go crazy. I mean, I gotta upgrade my PC at some point, like. I think it's set to epic right now. Or cinematic. Set it to high, then that's a bit better. You can see this is all procedurally generated. Look at all this stuff here. There's grass and stuff, right? You can see here these rocks that are on the rocky material. You can see here how all these little twigs and cones and stuff spawning on this terrain. And you can see there's nothing spawning on this terrain. This is just some random mud. So if I go into landscape mode, you will see if I choose paint, I can choose between these 3 materials, or rather 4, technically 5, but I don't really know how puddles works yet. But then I can take the moss. Oh, I gotta select the appropriate. I selected the right one. I think I have. See, I can paint right here. I paint this in the forest floor. And now stuff is automatically spawning on top of it. Isn't that amazing? I don't even have to place any of these twigs and saplings, etc. You just gotta let the engine do it. That is pretty phenomenal if you ask me. Like, it saves so much time and it's procedurally generated. So as you move your camera away, it just despawns. And then it respawns again. Obviously, you would not use something like this for trees. You would instead lock the trees in. There is a feature that makes it so everything gets locked in once already procedurally generated, which I gotta figure out as well. You can also see how near the edges the procedural generation spawns ferns, etc. You can see this if I choose a noise filter for the painting. See a noise, and if I choose the stone, you can see now that the ferns are spawning around the edges. Yeah, they do not spawn inside. You can also notice that you can paint materials on top of other materials, which is pretty crazy. Depending on the strength, if you choose something that's let me choose a different tool strength. 0.2, roughly around there. You will see that rocks slowly spawn, but they don't spawn that much. But they are there. You may be able to see it from above that there are few patches. You can see if I remove it right now. Let me pick a better tool strength so it's more visible. Let me do it over here as well. On the green, it's a bit easy to see. Let's see right here. Now there's a few rocks inside of this patch of moss. And you can see the whole color changes. You can see if I just press a little bit, slowly the rock patches pop up. And you can see all the procedural generation just spawns like that. It's very cool. And if you want to edit it, it's pretty easy as well. Let me get rid of this. And the thing is, if you want to remove a layer, you just hold down Shift. Something. I don't know. I think I'll do it. No, it's because of the tool strength, I think. Oh no, it's because of the noise. It's because I'm using the noise filter. That's why. Because now I removed it. But there is still the scent of the moss around here, as you can see. But it's not completely there. So I can, of course, paint it all in the moss. Yeah. You see, I can then also paint terrain exactly how I want it with foliage. Of course, some of this is procedurally generated, but most of it is placed by a tool. So I made all of this. I didn't make the assets, of course. I bought the assets on the Epic store. But I'm the one that placed it using the assets. Of course, that's fairly easy if you have a good brush tool. But this is just remarkable what you can create in this engine. It's insane. I hope you can actually like see this through the stream, how wild it is. You can also see things like that. Just to place a big physical mountain. This is not even a skybox. This is a physical mountain placed on the map. Very cool. Then again, if I go over here and I go into me stuff, see if I can figure out where it is. Procedurals, forest. I think this is the one. You can see I get this little window here. Yeah, the cover needles. So this is the correct one. I can then change this to be any other, or I can also add another index if I want to. See, there's still a few open ones. Let's see, which one is free? 20. Let's see, redwood. Find a pretty good tree, please. I mean, I can take this one. And yeah, you can see now this one spawns automatically on the ground here. There's probably a bit too many of them though. Yeah, you can see there's way too many of them. So if you want to change that, you change this grass density setting. Now there's only a few, as you can see. Now it's much more realistic. You will also notice that there are no LODs in Unreal Engine. Everything is done through Nanite. So things that are far away will not look low quality. You can see the trees all the way over there. They look high quality from here. On Roblox, they would look like squares. It would look like a Lego game. It would look like Dinosaur Simulator. Is what I'm trying to say. But in Unreal Engine, everything is rendered constantly by Nanite. Nanite is this thing that automatically adapts the triangles of the assets depending on how close you are to them. So it's still the exact same quality over there. The triangles are just much larger, so it isn't as laggy. Each of these trees is 5 million. 5 million triangles. That's a lot of triangles. Each of our dinosaurs are around 20 to 30,000. Our sculpts are about 50 million. That's a sculpt with a lot of flippin' detail, and each tree here is 5 million. That's crazy. You can see I can also choose a different mesh. Choose this this fern to spawn as well. Where is it? Make it a bit more abundant. 10. Yeah, I like ferns just around. I like them. If I set it up to 100 then, let's see. Damn, now there's a lot of ferns. And maybe a bit too many. But the procedural generation of this engine is crazy. I love it so much. Like, you can just go paint something and then you automatically have an entire forest. It's so cool. Let me try and make an actual little forest here by just using the procedural mesh generation. Actually, look at this. Yeah. They're a bit too dense right now, but this is the largest tree, and you can see they despawn when I go away from them. Which is, of course, not very good. And that is what I said earlier, how you can lock them in so they don't despawn. The problem is when they're procedural generated content, you cannot move them either. You cannot select them. It's just the base plate, and you select when you do that. Look, even with this is pretty crazy. Crazy as in dense. Start Caldi's distance. I actually haven't tested out what this does. If I change this to 100,000. What's that? Because then you can see that they're only rendered out very far away, it seems. Yep, very far away. That is the render distance, essentially, it seems. You see, they just remain over there having a bit of fun. Let's add something more. Yeah, I'm definitely alien. There's no other way. I had to do it, I'm sorry. I had to become the alien. Yeah, that's a bit too many trees. Look at this. The little automated forest is already shaping up. That's crazy. You can of course also change the scale. So let's say I want max of 1.7. Look at this. Now the trees are also differently scaled. Let me do that for the larger ones as well. So now one is larger than the other. That's pretty good. We obviously want that so that it looks better. It looks like you can only have 30 channels. I mean, 30 channels is still a lot, but to make a proper like automatic forest, you would need more than that, son. Let's see what we got. Redwood sapling is already there somewhere. Where have we got the fir? Fir's right here. Medium A. So many as well. There we go. We say 50,000 as well for that one. We say 75. There we go. And we have some fir trees spawning as well. Yeah, we of course want that because they're there to help fill up the terrain. Let's take another tree. This may be a bit boring, but it's how it works in this. It's just how it works. You cannot do anything about it. This is how the future is gonna be. Some ferns and some other things. There's sapling. It's fine at this. It's important that we fill out the entire space. You can also see some of them are spawning a bit closely. The issue is that right now they would spawn inside of the big trees. But I'm not sure how you would fix that yet. Let me try some more stuff. Definitely need some ferns. I want to use Mega Scats. Use the weapons. Of course, also need some rocks. Let's get a few of these bushes. A bit too many of them. Just having a bit of fun in Unreal Engine. Hell yeah. See, it's already starting to look like something. Looky, looky. Let's get some rocks as well and some other things. There will be a lot of cover rocks now. These little rocks here. Don't think we need that many. Can reduce the number a bit. Something like this is better. You will behold the magic when you see the finished result of this incredible feat. Stump. Can see a bit too many of them here. Let's try 10 is probably too much as well. Yeah, 10 is a bit too much as well. How about 2? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I need a few larger rocks as well, and I want a bit more variation in my red trees. Let's see if I can find a big rock. Cobblestones, we don't want cobblestones. Let's find some big rocks. This one. Well, we have some big rocks spawning every now and again. These ones. Look, this automated forest is starting to take shape, guys. Looks pretty incredible. Let's take the C one. Wait. Now, where did this one spawn? See, this is going crazy. I just gotta... I only have room for one more asset, that's not good. Find something though. This one. Oh god. What is the big redwood? There it is. And now we have edited this one. Look what we can do now. Also, this place may be a bit broken over here now. Oh. Oh wait, yeah, I forgot I manually placed all of these ones. So that's probably why it isn't broken. Let's see all of this now. Now I can just go into landscape mode again, as we did previously. Just paint, and then you can see now the whole forest will be automatically applied to all this area that I'm painting. Isn't that insane? All this area will now be forest. Oh. We now have an automatically generated forest. Of course, it isn't completely up to standard right now, but this is automatic. It's quite dense, maybe a bit too dense even. but it's pretty funny. Let's edit it a bit more. Where is it? It's right here. Good though. Let's take the trees medium. Make those a little less frequent. That was a bit better. A bit more open now. Just this thing is crazy. This engine. We already discussed all the stuff that was in the stress test and the Q&A. Some people were just asking me about Unreal Engine, so decided to show them how it works, what we can do with it. Just the content so you can fully see. Let me also prepare, turn it to cinematic. You'll see the graphic fidelity go even more crazy now. You can see I've got like 20 FPS now, but it's so beautiful. We have the sun up there, right? So there's not really any light going down right now because it's so dense, as you can see. But we can take the sun. Where do we have it? Directional light. Why can I not select anything? Oh, it's because I'm still in landscape mode, that's why. Directional light, it's over here. Let's move it a bit up because this is underground right now for some reason. Its scroll speed is insane. Let's make the sun go down. It's a bit strange here in Unreal Engine that you cannot just tell the engine the time of day. You have to manually like rotate the sun around. Okay, it's very low right now. That may be a bit too low. Something like this. That's pretty good. So yeah, time of day, I have no idea how that works in Unreal Engine. Let's see. It takes a bit to load everything, but you can see now. The automatically generated forest. This on PlayStation 4? Hell nah. It would explode in the first minute, in the first second you touch this. Oh, it's so laggy. I wonder if the live stream even works. I have no idea if the live stream is still functioning properly. You can of course also just make terrain go insane, and the assets will follow that insanity that you're doing. Let me tool strength. Look at this. So if I just go crazy here, and you can see all the assets will start following, automatically following whatever it is I'm doing it to the terrain. Like, it's so crazy, this thing. Look, I made this little peak. There's stuff spawning on the peak automatically. Like, this engine, I love it so much, but it's so difficult to get started on, but I really want to do this shit. Just look at all the detail here. Look at this floor. And this is not even on max settings. Let me get rid of all this, by the way. So I do that by going in here, and I hold down Shift to remove the layer. Now this is what was beneath it. Just this. Now it's not that laggy. I mean, I cannot say it enough. This engine is amazing. I cannot wait to work in this engine. I mean, I already sort of am, like, properly. Just look at this. Look how insanely detailed is here on the grass. Look over here. This whole forest is now automatically generated. It takes a little while to load in the assets because, you know, it's a lot here. You can see everything here is automatically generated. See, now all the assets are spawning as well. This is crazy. The automatic exposure is struggling to keep up because it's so heavy. Again, normally you wouldn't do this because they are not static meshes, so they will not stay. They move around based on the camera, which makes it very laggy because your PC is constantly figuring out where to place them itself. You can also see the water here is just insane. Look, it's struggling a lot, as you can see, it's struggling a lot. So the best thing to do would probably be to remove all the crazy edits I just did. Back to default, back to default, back to default. Whoop, 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 whoop. There we go. Everything is back to nice now. Now it's just the little saplings. But now you saw how you can just make a giant procedural forest. You gotta be careful with the settings, and you would probably use more than 30 assets though. But the concept is pretty cool. You can just see the water here. The water is so amazing. Just look how the water is making the terrain wet automatically. Just look at the water flowing as well. How it's transparent as well. I don't know what is going on down here though. Yeah, that's the river. It's just this engine, man. Look at the water. It's so murky. Like imagine a crocodile or something below here, like a Dinosuchus or something. Here the shore as well. The shore is always very clear, and then automatically as you go away from the shore it becomes murky. Look again, the terrain is automatically wet where the water meets it. Like, this is insane. This engine is just so amazing. I cannot stress it enough. Look how the waterfalls work as well. These are automatic waterfalls. You can create rivers so easily by editing these splines. You can see these green lines, right? The splines are basically paths. And you make a path in the water and turn it into water. It's a plane that you turn into water with a material. You do that in the landscape mode. Then you go into manage splines. Then you can see here the spline now. You see this one. Oh, let me slow it down. You can see I can edit this waterfall by editing where it stops. It starts. Isn't that cool? It automatically detects that the decline is big enough for the water to fall. It can be down here. I can also move it even longer down. Underground somewhere. It's a bit silly, of course, because it's underneath the terrain, but you get the idea. You can also just move it, so the spline. Now the waterfall is turning this way, now it's over that way. It's so cool. See this? This spline is making a path through the terrain. Not sure how this one works yet, but I definitely know how the splines work for the water now. I know how to make a river. That much I know. But yeah, I'm too tired now. I'll probably go watch a movie or something. I'm a close testing branch as well. Save selected. Hope you guys enjoyed. Saw some cool Unreal Engine stuff. Got some ideas. Time to start the test session because everything seemed to work. Oh god, I just accidentally did something. Fuck's sake. When you select the biomes folder, the studio goes crazy laggy for a while. So yeah. But yeah, say your goodbyes. I will shut down testing branch in a hot minute. Quite short. I've been live streaming for 80 minutes. That's crazy. The Roblox just refuses to load. That's pretty cool. New Patreon post time. And Roblox just refuses to load, of course, as usual. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. That's a lot of spikes. Patreon time. Okay, come on, Roblox. Let me. Oh, there we go. Finally stopped lagging. Time to shut down studio. I mean, public testing 80 minutes. You had your fun. And Suka's grab bracket. Are you crazy? That is crazy. Now this is Upip Maya. It's a bit of a boring place. It could use some spicing up. I think the Cracklands remake will make it more popular. Because all of this will be remade. All of this. It's way too boring. I'll keep this part of Cracklands. This part of Cracklands is pretty cool. All of this will be remade. Refurbished. It'll be nice. So, we're shutting down testing branch now. Hope you had your fun. Here we go. You can always make it warmer though. That's the thing. Doesn't necessarily have to be cold. Getting tired. Need to just chill, watch a movie. That's what we do best around here. Just having run around in Unreal Engine and going back to Roblox, it's so depressing. You see these amazing graphics. I mean, this is not too bad anymore. I think we've done a pretty good job here, especially with the redwoods. But still, it's just a whole different game when you're in Unreal Engine. For example, just looking up at the trees, it's a completely different experience. Completely different. I'm a big tree lover. Like, I'll go crazy if I see a cool tree. The lover of trees. Hey, these plants are floating. That we spotted them. Dirty tree spammer plant. More floating plants. The floaters. Can I have that? That's fixed. Epic. Let's see if the Patreon. No, the Patreon. What am I talking about? The testing branches down. Seems like it. All right, we're done then. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully, we'll find out what to do with the updates. I think we'll combine it into a big Easter update. Crux, Yule stuff, and Easter event all in one. Just like we did with the Yule event and the aquatic stuff. So yeah.